attorney, the late attorney Chiquita Tate. She graduated from here in law school. She was murdered in her downtown office in 2009 from domestic abuse. Her spouse stabbed her 43 times, and we had no clue what was going on.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
It's still fixing.
That's tough, yeah.
Well, her husband went to trial and was found guilty of manslaughter and was sentenced to 40 years in prison. So, of course, rewind, I'm number 6 of 7. Our mother was on drugs, so I wasn't only sister, I was mother. I raised them all or whatever. And I did a lot of things that wasn't legal to raise them, but at 15 years old, I had to be grown and do what I had to do because I refused to let us be separated or anybody go to foster home. So, I was my sister's secretary. And that week that she was murdered, I was at home sick with the flu. And to tell you that your tongue is powerful, I had been home all that week sick and not being used to being in the house. So I said out my mouth, I said, you know what, I'm getting out this house tomorrow if I have to sit in my truck. So my sister called me. She did an interview on a case she did where she had won. She had appealed, they refused, they wanted the minor child to testify on the screen, but by being a big case, she had the right for her client to face her accuser in open court, so she won. And they was doing an interview of her, and she called me, and she was like, "D, what you doing?" And I said, "I'm sick, Keita, what you want?" And she was like, "I just want to tell you one thing." I'm like, "What?" And she said, "I don't think I can do the married thing anymore." So I'm like, "Girl, whatever, all right." And I hung up because I knew I was going to talk to her later that night, which we always do after she leave court. We always meet at my grandmother's house, all of us. But by me being sick, we talk on the phone. So I never got that call. So my brother-in-law called my phone at 2 o'clock that morning. And when my husband at the time, he was like, "Who is that calling the phone?" I looked, I said, "That's Greg." So I answered the phone and he asked me, he was like, "Is Chiquita there?" And I say, "It's 2 o'clock in the morning, why would she be here?" And he just got to telling the story about when she had just got new bookshelves put in her office and got them stained or whatever. And he was telling me the story about he went to help her put the books on the bookshelf, and she had told him he could leave because they had a big day tomorrow because they was doing my office over because I was coming back the following week or whatever. And he was like, I left and I called the phone and she didn't answer. I say, "So you called the phone right after you left and she didn't answer?" I say, "Look like you need to be going back to see why she not answering the phone if you calling the office phone and the cell phone." So I didn't think nothing of it. And I'm just like, "Well, let me call her." So when I called and she didn't answer. And she didn't, I waited a few minutes, she didn't call me back, and that's when I got worried. So I didn't worry about it much more. So I went back to sleep because of course I was sick. About 5 o'clock he called back screaming, saying, "I'm here downtown at the office and they won't let me in, the Hummer is in the parking lot," or whatever. So I immediately jumped up and my nerves got bad. I just got to putting on pajamas on top of pajamas. Just nerves was bad. My husband was like, "Slow down, look what you're doing, pay attention." So we got in the car and I told him, "Run every light, I don't care, just let the police follow us where we got to go." So when we exit out on on Convention Street and we got to 3rd Street, all I remember is seeing the back of the paramedic doors closed. And I didn't see the sirens on or nothing, so I just jumped out the moving car and started running toward the office. And the police grabbed me and I was like, "My sister's in there." And he was like, "We can't let you go in there." He was like, "We can't let you go in," or whatever. So I'm like, "Where's my brother-in-law?" we couldn't find him nowhere, so my husband finally said he was in the back of the police car. So I then started calling the rest of my siblings, telling them they need to get down there. So while we out there, still don't know what was going on. We knew it was something right. So my friend calls and say, "Where you at?" I say, "Downtown." She say, "At Keita office?" I say, "Yeah." She say, "They just said on the radio that Attorney Chiquita Tate was stabbed 43 times in the office." So we not knowing nothing, but this been said on the radio. So immediately I went to the chief. And I'm fussing at him like, one of us could have been in our cars driving to work and hear that on the radio, and that's another tragedy. I say, and we right here and y'all not telling us anything, and she told me that one of the media must have read the police lips and sent it out or whatever, so it just went, I just blanked out after that or whatever. So the whole time, he's telling me, he called my phone and asked me to call his parents' phone. And he's telling me he don't know what's going on. He don't know what's going on. So the chief, in so many words, told me that they think it was the spouse or whatever. Anyway, we still had no knowledge of it until we got to court and heard a 911 tape. Now I had one incident where she called and she said, she told us that he was trying to jump on her. So of course, we loaded up in the cars and went up there. When we made it there, they both came to the door. Her hair was all over her head. She had a house coat on and he had a house coat on, and they standing just like this here. He's standing behind her. My husband and his people, they lined up, all us, because there's 7 of us, all us lined up. So she come to the door and she said, "I just want to let him see how fast y'all was gonna make it here. Everything is okay." So I ain't think nothing of it because I know them, she play like that. And I say, "Keita, this is not the time to be playing. Don't play with nobody like that." And then I say, I already got a record and you got me weighing Baker like this here, or whatever. So all the while, once we got to court, that actually night, he had tried to break her arm and we had no knowledge of it, and they hadn't cleared it up like that. And my sister was a black belt. She did karate, she took boxing, she took everything. So in my mind, I'm like, why didn't she tell us that she feel like she can handle it herself or whatever? Because right now to this day, she can tell you I still go through it because I feel guilty for not being there. Because I'm like, I'm supposed to be the one to protect them, and I wasn't there. And I was like, God could have gave me a sign or something saying, because I think about what did she go through in that office by herself with him being, and he's a big man. He shot steroids, and she just had found that out. And and you in the office, and even though they was talking about how hard she fought, I don't want to hear that. She's not here. His mom could see him. We have to visit her headstone. I don't want to hear nothing about how hard she fought or whatever. So I was mad, and I told my husband, "Don't talk to me unless you go and kill Greg. I don't want to hear nothing from you about nothing. You don't love me unless you go kill him." That's how I felt, and I meant it. And I had literally so many people from Angola was calling to have stuff done to him because they was like, he took our future. We don't have anybody to fight for us now. But I had to come. I hated God. I didn't want to hear nothing about God or nothing like that. But I had to come to my senses and realize that, God allows things to happen. That wasn't his plan. He allows things to happen. And I said that I didn't want anything to happen to Greg. I didn't want that blood on my hand. I was like, God, just help me find forgiveness for him because my life wasn't perfect. You forgave me, so I know I have to forgive him. So many people was mad because I wouldn't bash him. I'm not going to say what you want me to say. I'm going to say what I feel from my heart. Something had to happen in that office to make that happen like that, because I know at that time how my mind was that I wanted him dead. So whatever happened in there, I don't know. And that's my sister. I love her, and I know one thing. She probably passed the first lick. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep it real. She probably played, and sometimes your mind just clicks. And you can't control yourself, because I was in that state, and I have been in that state. Okay, we break it down. The system. She was a part of the system. So he hires this attorney, big time, Louis Unglesby. They calls me for me to give a statement on Greg's behalf against my sister, to speak for him, to clear him. So of course I cursed him out. So about 3 days after that, I'm sitting outside, me and my son-in-law, on the phone with the people trying to get back in nursing school. These people pull up and say, which one of y'all going to jail? So we looking at each other like, cause my son-in-law at the time was a rapper. So we looking at each other, both of us look like, what's going on with them or whatever. So they tell me, you going if nobody else don't go. So they goes next door to an abandoned house in the lot, and they just searching and searching. They get on the phone, the man get out the car with something, and they pull up a thing. Then he said, oh, here you go, she take her. Wow. So they was like, take both of them. So we get to the thing on Plank Road, and they come in there and ask me, do my son-in-law sell drugs? I say, he don't sell no drugs, he's a rapper. I say, and I know I don't sell no drugs. I say, when I was doing it, you should have caught me then. I say, but I know I don't sell no drugs. And they charged me with it, and I went to jail. So they charged me with 7 ounces of marijuana, which is legally a misdemeanor. So I didn't worry about it. And plus, I had been so good, hadn't been in trouble in over 10 years. I hadn't got everything together doing right. Do y'all know they could not hold my case in the DA's office because of my sister? Wow. They turned it over to the Attorney General's office, which is used to handling white collar crimes and nothing of that. Come to find out, the guy who had my case was best friends with Unglesby's son, Lance Unglesby. They practiced law together in New Orleans before the hurricane. Make a long story short, the police in trial, the judge was even shaking his head at the police officer, the different lies. They were saying we was running a McDonald's drive-through. So my lawyer asked him, well, if you saw, if one say one came from one way, one say the other way, and then so my lawyer say, well, y'all never took y'all eyes off of her while she was selling drugs. They said no. He say, oh, well, you watched her sell drugs. Tell the jury you watched her sell drugs. They said, yeah. You never took your eyes off her. They said, yeah. Where was the money then? No, did you get any money off of her when you arrested her? No, she didn't have any money because I was on my cell phone. I was sitting outside the garage. No, she didn't have it. You know, the people found me guilty and gave me 30 years. In 2000, September 11th of 2011, huh? Yeah, his trial, keep in mind, my brother-in-law trial with this same lawyer and all his connections together, it stemmed from me not wanting to give them a statement. His trial was in May. I think they found him guilty in June. Mine wasn't even 30 minutes. They found me guilty with all this discrepancies, with not getting no money off of me or nothing. Found me guilty in 30 minutes. Wow. The judge could not even believe it. They sentenced me to 30 years flat without benefit or probation or parole.
That's crazy.
They padded my case with another woman conviction. Yes, they did all this. Some of y'all may know. But a lady named Patricia Riley conviction was padded in my file. They did me so wrong. Guess what? I never shed a tear. Mm-hmm. I looked at one of the professors that worked here. She was in court with us. I say, only thing I want you to do, make sure they don't keep me in parish prison. Tell them to send me to St. Gabriel immediately. And she did. I never accepted not one day of it. When I was the glue to the family, so I have 2 kids. My baby was still a child. My daughter was 18 years old, and I had a grandchild. They lost without me, and the rest of my siblings, it was just horrible. And the only time I got depressed is when I heard from I called home one time, my children told me they didn't have soap.
Wow.
Like soap to bathe with. And at that time, I'm like, okay, now I gotta find a way to get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
So I say, God, I say, I don't know what this reason is. I say, but I know 30 years cannot be what you have for me and them the children leave me out there. I say, I can't begin to count the 30. This young man right here kept me motivated. He kept me going. It's like he felt when I was down, because Mayor called, letter from Dijon. Nothing but inspiration, nothing but inspiration. So
Our Dijon?
That's wrong.
He's sweet, though.
So listen, the whole time I went, they anyway, they put me in jail. They wanted me, the Uncles B, and now he ain't had nothing to do with my case, but he had so much say so, they wanted me to go to jail right then.
Mm-hmm.
And the judge told him no, because she can stay out until her sentencing day because she's never been late for court. She's always coming to present herself well. I don't see a problem. They told the man I was on drugs to put me in jail.
Wow.
So they drug test me, no drugs, and the man say, I'm not putting her in jail until her sentencing date. So I had a date to go back to court. They put me in jail illegally because my lawyer was in the federal case, and they had to set it back. But they set it back and locked me up.
Wow.
My lawyer's secretary had to walk from his office to the federal courthouse on Florida Street and go in there and tell my lawyer that they had locked me up, and he called the judge and cursed him out, and they let me out like that. But I still went back on them 30 years. I went to court every month. I stayed in jail 3 years. My life, I was buying a house, that was gone. I had just bought Chiquita's Blessed Hands, the franchise with Janet King. My little sister tried, she lost it. She lost it in January, I came home in February. But God was good, I was able to pay $2,500 back in March and got it back, and I've been doing it since. But anyway, so I went to court every month that I was in jail. The last time, they gave me 6 years at first. Third ain't come first now, Keith, listen at this. They gave me 6 years at first. They called me back in September, they gave me 6 years. In January, they called me back, took the 6 back and gave me 30. I never broke. And then so I had a chance to speak. Now let me rewind. What they got, the D.A. Hill Award, what they got mad with me about it. My sister, I don't know if y'all heard about her, but she wasn't no plea bargain attorney that's gonna make no deals with him. She gonna have her book right there. And I done had to go pay $100 and get her out of jail down there from going word for word with the judge about what the law say. So she went to the feds on 2 of the judges that was doing illegal stuff. Just say for instance, if he white and I'm black, we got the same charge and probably the same background. But he gets to go to rehab, I gotta go to jail. So she went to the feds on them, and plus the under the table money they was taking to put them in them different places, but we don't get a chance, opportunity to pay her nothing. So she did go to the feds on them. So it came up in her trial. Of course, I'm a convicted felon, so why would I lie? Which I'm not gonna lie anyway because I'm standing behind her. So I testified to so they have a person who sits with the family. The victims were doing the trial. So after I was up there testifying, then of course they tried, August B them tried to bring up her. I say yes, everything you say that I did, yeah I did it. For all 7 of them, the 6 now that's sitting over there, yeah I did it. I say, and guess what? At the age of 15, I say, like y'all try to say we all have the same chances. No, we don't. I didn't have the opportunity. I was an honor roll student. I never was told, I'm proud of you, keep up the good work. I got a job at the movie theaters to try to help take care. I couldn't go to work because she told me if you leave here, don't come back. If I left and didn't come back, whatever was gonna leave them. So that means I couldn't go to school, I couldn't go to work. All I could do was try to go hustle whenever I can if they at school or something, you know what I'm saying? So then after that we got a call, that was God. Somebody said that the child protection people was coming. So guess what I did? I went to the grocery store and pushed a basket, and I got caught. They gave me a misdemeanor summons. I left that grocery store and went to another one with the misdemeanor summons and loaded up another basket of food, and I got away with it. And I stacked the kitchen up for when the people come, they not suffering from nothing. Y'all not about to take nobody out of here. That stuff, and then I don't know what my purpose was at that time or how I knew to just go do this stuff. I just did it. And when I was stealing, I didn't steal to say, oh, I got this and you. I stole the best because if you're going to steal, why steal the worst? You know what I'm saying? And then,
Name brand, no great value.
and I didn't just steal for me and mine. My friends that was in the struggle, because I knew what the struggle was. Come on, this for you and your children too. And guess what? When my sister was going to school in Atlanta, whatever friends she brought back, they all had Ellen Tracy suits. Donna carrying a New York suit. Why not still a bed? But I'm not bragging on that. But that's what I did to
make sure,
provide for my siblings, to make sure we stay together. I never was told thank you. Never. You know when my mama told me she loved me? I was doing time for stealing for her children. And then when I steal for her children, she stealing from them. She was stealing. And my grandfather had to literally give me, you know those, I don't know if y'all know, y'all might be too young, but these like, what you call them, C-rolls? With the skeleton key.
Oh, yeah.
My grandfather had to get me 2 of those to lock my sisters and brothers' stuff in so my mama couldn't get it. Get what that lady did. She took the dough, this how good she was, and peeled it back at the top and took them polo shirts off the hanger one by one.
Wow.
One by one, and sold them. So I just been through so much, and I tell my other sisters and brothers as they was coming up, I say, let me tell y'all something. Drugs is the excuse. Giving up is not an option. I say, because if anybody's supposed to be on drugs or gave up, it should have been me. I say, look, I'm still standing. I got my diploma. I was a CNA. I started nursing school. I couldn't finish because at that I hadn't had my kids then. Now I had no help with mine. But which I can say I went. You know, I just didn't complete. So all that other stuff that people use for an excuse about, I'm like this, I do drugs because my life, that's an excuse. I never tried. And you know what made me didn't want to try? I know if my mom did it and liked it, I'ma love it. So I'm not going to try it. I have smoked weed. But it made me depressed after I left. So I didn't even like that. So I guess God just chose me not to have an addiction by it. Because I did, you know, try to fit in to have fun and smoke weed. But I never did no other type of drug or none of that. I never chose. The only route I chose wrong was the way that I had to provide for my siblings. You know what I'm saying? But look at me now. I have Chiquita's Blessed Hands. I have Chiquita's Miracle Works. I have Chiquita's Snack Shack. And nobody helped me do nothing. I did it all on my own. So don't ever, whatever you might go through, don't never let your past define your future. Because like I say, look at me now. And that's what I tell them down there. Then when I did go back, I just want y'all to know, us as black people, when you stand for something, them people do not care about us at all. I missed too, while I was incarcerated, somebody broke out. So they put the jail on lockdown for a long time and they changed the rules. So once she broke out, they needed a transportation writ and a court order to get you to court. So I guess the courts didn't know that, so I missed 3 court dates. Show you how God worked and how I never gave up. They called me to front control at Louisiana Women's Prison and told me, I don't know who you know downtown, but the DA called him himself and say, if y'all have any problems getting Danita to court, call me. And I'm gonna make sure she get there. When I did get to court, my sister say the man walked up to her and hugged her and told her that he gave his life to Christ. He's married now and he got a daughter on the way and tell Danita, I'm so sorry. Stay from wrong drugs because I don't want nothing of my past to come on my child. So but let me tell you what they did to stop me from suing them, which I probably wasn't gonna sue them anyway. I just wanted to be free. They took the 30 years back and gave me 5 years credit for time served because you only do 4 months and some days on the year now. So I hadn't served the time. So instead of them just completely setting me free, which I did get out 2 days later, but they still sentenced me. That was illegal too, though. But you know what? I was just so glad to get home. I just say, know what? God still gonna work it out. So guess what? Chiquita's Miracle Works, bless her, snack. So that's my whole thing today is to let y'all know, just never give up. Never give up, regardless of the situation, because I still go through a lot right now. It just made 10 years. And it feel like yesterday. Her legal assistant just called me the other day and say, we need to get some flowers on Keita grave. It's the spring. I say, not today, please, just because I just don't feel like feeling like that today. So it's so hard. Then my fiance, I was supposed to get married 2018 in July. He dropped dead right there next to me on my sofa from an aneurysm that we knew nothing about. It started. He said it was hurting within minutes. He was dead right there. So I'm like, I'm just numb to death now. I mean, you know, it just, I don't know.
I have a question for you. I remember that case. I have a question for you.
Yes,
what
ma'am.
happened to the husband?
He's doing 40 years.
Because they didn't have too much on him after
He's been
that.
trying to come back to court. He just tried 3 times. He's tried 3 times to come back to court saying, and he still tell us right now today that they framed him.
Wow.
Well, your sister was very respectful though.
Yeah, and you know, he took her wallet and threw it out on Gardner Lane so somebody could find it, because that's Gardner Lane, and they can get the credit cards and go use it. So happened, these girls found the wallet and they was trying to go use her BB credit card. You know, BB was the thing. And the girl realized that Keita had just did a presentation at her child's school, and she met her, and when she saw the name, she immediately called the police office. And that's what saved them from not having, but they still had to swab them and everything, but that's what he did, took the wallet and took it out there on Gardner Lane so somebody could get the credit cards and try to use it, but it's just so much.
What is his motive for doing it?
We still don't. Well, she had supposedly moved out. She did get a loft downtown, which was a waste of money because she didn't stay. I had to go clear that out. And it's about big as this class, and she had 3 TVs in there. I went in there, I say, 1 TV could service this whole place. She had a TV in there, but I think because she really had made her mind up that she was going.
Leave.
And he couldn't take it. And he was jealous of her anyway because she had called me and told me that her and some of her colleagues, they was about to open this big bar restaurant in LSU. So she tried to include him and take him with her to go see the building. He judging the people because they got on jeans and t-shirts. She said, girl, this nigga here so ignorant. He called, actually, he was talking about something. What kind of lawyers walk around with jeans and t-shirts on? And she said, she told him it's Saturday. They can walk with their jeans and t-shirts on, you know, or whatever. So he was jealous of her, and I recently just found out that he had asked her to co-sign for him for a new car, and her mouth was just as tight as mine. You see how I talk, and say she gave him some words about he a grown man, and if he thinks she finna co-sign, and so that's what I was told it started from the guy who was doing the bookshelf. I don't know why he waited till now to say that, but that's what supposedly it stemmed from.
Wow.
So, and also, if you follow the story, it's still another person that they haven't identified that helped them with it. Because they found the unidentified male DNA prominent up under her nails. And so I asked the DA, why y'all not trying to find it? Because we could actually see 2 people coming out the office with a duffel bag. One reads the other one the duffel bag, and one goes across the street to get the car, and they pull up, and the one with the duffel bag gets in the car. So I'm like, why y'all not trying to find out who that is? they tells us, whoever it is, their DNA is not in the system yet, but there's no statute of limitations on murder if he ever does anything, his DNA. I say, y'all could have zoomed in on that to blow that up, though, with somebody out there, they say they couldn't do it.
The way technology is.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You know, your
if
cell
they really
phone.
wanted to.
And then, so,
It's on his live.
the red lights at her office was on the corner of 3rd and Florida. They have cameras there, so we asked him more, you know, what's going on with the cameras. He say they ain't working. My brother say when they stopped, they got me from leaving here running the light, getting the ticket. So my brother say, well, look like we need to sue y'all too, y'all and the city, since you saying the cameras don't work. But you told us the cameras don't work, but his lawyer pulled the camera. See, the video came from his lawyer. It didn't come from the state. But we saw that. That was their evidence they presented, the showing the 2 people coming out of the office. But they saying they couldn't. I asked them why they couldn't zoom in, because if you put this on the news, somebody will be able to identify who this other person is. They say they couldn't do it. And I say, so you telling me I can take this phone with the Blackberries then?
Yeah.
I say, you telling me I can take this phone and blow up a picture, but your technology can't blow up a picture to tell me who this is coming out this office. So it just was, and then that's what made us think that was it really him or what? Because the only thing that convicted him was that wallet. If it had not been the wallet on Rodale Lane, the jury say they couldn't have convicted. The wallet is what.
Well, that's probably why they didn't convict him of murder and manslaughter, because that's why the lawyer had that video pulled, because it created doubt. It created doubt. It made people, the jury think, you know, maybe he did.
Yeah, because
they had to give him something, but
they was crying. The jury cried, and it was just sad. And then the way that the evidence was going, it was confusing us, and that brought more pain, because now we in the state of we really don't know, you know.
that was the whole purpose.
That time.
That was the purpose of his attorney to do all that, to create that
Right.
confusion. Yeah.
Yeah. So right now, today is 10 years later, we still don't know who the other person is.
Yeah.
We just know it's an unidentified male.
Ms. Tate, first of all, I'd like to thank you for coming and sharing your story, and I acknowledge your strength. I think I see your sister's story on Investigation ID, if I'm not
That's
mistaken.
me, always on it.
Also, I want to ask you, I heard you say he had previously tried to jump on her before, and then he had an incident where he tried to break her arm. Was those the same 2 incidents?
Yeah, it may have been more, but that's the only one we found out about. Also, his little boy's mom stepped up and told her story, and it was like a pattern that he did with different women. But she told me that when she called me and she said, "Girl, guess what I just found in this closet?" So I'm like, "What thing?" She didn't say her phone number or a picture or something. I'm like, "What?" She say, "This one." She was steroids. I say, "God, what is that?" And she say, "It's something they do to make them big." She say, so she asked him, "You do that to intimidate people? Because you are aware somebody will shoot you, huh?" And because he was real, like, yeah, I don't even know why.
And that had a lot
like
to do with his
somebody.
behavior. Steroids, when they do that, it alters their
Their thinking,
Because
right.
We was in Georgia the Christmas before he killed her. Christmas of 2008. And like all the girls was in one spot. And that was the first holiday since we was grown that all 7 of my mama kids had been together for a holiday. And this was in December and he killed in February. But anyway, all the men was in the kitchen and we was sitting around watching this Christmas had just came out. And we was naming who each one of us was or whatever. So they started talking about, well, Greg wasn't drinking with the men and enjoying. He was just drinking them health drinks. So my uncle, I was like, "This how you gonna spend your holiday drinking them health drinks or whatever?" "Nah, man, I'm good, or whatever." So they started talking about the rascal that did this stuff and killed his whole family. So Keita, and nobody paid attention till after this happened. She looked at him and said, "Oh, that's what you planning on doing?" And she went on because she had been drinking around 8 o'clock in the morning. So ain't nobody out to say, "Look at her being missing." But all the while she was making a statement that we didn't pay attention to, because after they were saying about the man shooting the steroids and killing his whole family, she turned around and looked at him, she said, that's what you plan on doing, and she went on wild business, so I said,
Wow.
all the while she was making
The
a
signs.
statement. And 2 months later,
Excuse me, but I'm a child of the king. God will take an incident like that and use it for good. My wife worked at Women's Hospital, and the same incident, she said, got them to beef up security where they work at. And this is at almost at every workplace right now. Since that incident, they beefed up security in the workplace.
yeah, cause that right after that, they started
Right.
putting horses down.
It has stopped happening in the workplace for women getting attacked like that by the significant other, whatever you want to say. So, in a way, some good came out, and I appreciate it.
And let me tell y'all, I just feel like she was a ghetto superstar. Like that same day, she had to, like she did her promo cases at the juvenile place. She didn't do them downtown. She was went to go represent a little boy that was being taken out of his home, and a lady was standing outside the building. She was a refugee from Katrina. And the lady say, "Oh, I love those shoes." And Keita say, "What size you wear?" She told her 9.5. She took her shoes off, gave them to the lady, and came back to the office barefoot. I say she was walking her way back in heaven then because she died that night.
Wow.
She did a lot for the community, and guess what? If you had a charge, because I guess by the life that we had to live, she didn't even, if you had a serious charge and you had whatever you had to
No
pay,
money,
that's
right.
what you paid. She never charged no,
Wow.
like they charge $100,000 for a murder. You get that lady $3,500, she gonna fight to the end for you. That's what happened. She was working on a homicide case when she got killed that night.
Ain't usual so wrong.
And she did a lot up here, and Southern has not reached out at one time since this happened. You know, Clark in Atlanta flew me down there to rename what's it called this, what y'all in?
Social work.
They renamed their building in her honor in Clark in Atlanta, and this is where she went to law
That's
school
where I got my
and
master's from.
did everything
Right there.
right here, and they have not reached out to us not one time.
How long were they married?
How long was they married?
3 years.
No, one.
A little more than
1
that.
year?
Yeah.
Wow.
One, okay. But they've been together a little while.
It wasn't no longer than 3 years. But that's it, child.
So
And I'm
did
so
his
glad-
family ever come around?
Oh,
Did
we
they
was
ever
about to fight in the courtroom.
Oh, bless
So
you.
they were trying to take over
So they
him,
never
basically.
moved forward.
From the day they came, I'm the one called them. When they made it out there, it's like they knew he was guilty because it was like they had animosity with
Towards
us.
you.
And of course, my brothers and them, they already hurt and angry, so they reacted. So we sitting in the courtroom, and the people must have knew, because I guess they knew Danita Tate. They had the whole jury box full of sheriffs. So, but I was being good. I was being good. My two brothers went and sat right behind Greg Head in the courtroom. So I was like, y'all get them. Don't let them do nothing. Now I'm being the peaceful one. So the auntie, she keeps turning around looking at me like this here, rolling her eyes, just intentionally, just because I'm sitting behind. So I ain't say nothing. So I'm watching the police. So no, I couldn't take it no more. And I say, bitch, one more time. And they was finna find a cell for me and you up here. So the police immediately got up and they called me outside, because Chiquita was friends with all them. And he told me, he say, I watched everything. I see her picking. He say, but if you hit first, you're gonna be charged with exciting ride, and Chiquita would want that. I say, that's a felony or misdemeanor. He said, okay, let's go. Right. And he was like, he said, Chiquita wouldn't want you to handle it like that. He said, but I do see that they picking. I said, okay, y'all inside, y'all ain't gonna be outside. Baby, they put the tapes in the cone till them people came out and got on the elevator until they left off the premises before they even let us go downstairs. So then we went to the house. Well, first of all, let me rewind to tell y'all this. My baby sister had just got a lawsuit. And before my grandmother died, thank God she died for Keita because that was her baby. So her and my grandfather had a stay because my grandfather used to cut hair. He had his shop built on the back of their house. So when they died, my little sister put her settlement in there and took the safe to Keita house. So Keita was like, don't give me no key because you know what I'm going to do. So didn't nobody have a key but me and my baby sister. My baby sister lived with me. We don't go to Baker because I don't go to Baker because I know how they police roll up there. So I don't know if it was mandatory. So after this happened, we go, so they tell us we can't go to the house because it's still under investigation. So the next day when Chris Johnson them called me to the detective's office, I was like, well, can I go up there to look for the insurance papers? He's like, why you can't? I say, well, they told me yesterday I couldn't go. He say, his family up there, y'all can go. I say, okay, thank you. So I went up there, they was gone. The safe was empty.
Wow.
Nobody have a key but me and my baby sister. They had to unscrew the screws out the safe, left the bag with the money. So I asked his mom and them. So I took everything out the house after that, because keep in mind she had just won a $500,000 settlement and had just did the house over and everything. So I took every TV, everything, every watch, whatever I saw, I took it out of there. So they gonna call, I say, first of all, don't call and question me about nothing at all. I say, where's my sister's money? They gonna say the police took the money.
Now come on now.
Out the safe. So they constantly saying the police framed him. So Chris Johnson them had to go back in about the hair. Remember he put hair on her hand and act like a woman did. So I told him, I said, yeah, she got a bucket of weave up there or whatever. So they went back in. So we come. The mama didn't know we was coming. It's freezing. She saw my truck pull up. She hopped back in the car. She had my sister's shoes on. I hopped out. I say, you can put them out there, bitch. I see you. You really finna be barefooted tonight. Let me get them. They took like all her Gucci purses, her Gucci. I'm talking about just act like they was in the swap meet. It was horrible, but you know what? God had gave me the sense of peace to where I said, y'all can have all that. And I told my little sister, I say, come on, let's go. You can get whatever you want out here. I'm gonna be sitting in the car. I say, because I'm gonna be feeding into the hand they want me to. They want me to be in jail.
Right.
And that's where I'm going if I cut loose in here. So I don't want nothing. They can have everything. And I just started my truck to my little sister finish and I left. And like since one of those shows I did, the mama called me. And I was cleaning one of my buildings. I missed a call. So when I was like, who this long distance number? So I called back and I had it on speaker. And she was on my voicemail. And my old man couldn't stand them, none of them. He didn't even want to call the phone. So she telling me, thank you for not belittling Greg. I think it was 2020 I had just did. And she said, thank you for not belittling Greg on the show. And could we do a date to go eat lunch? I say, nah, see, they playing with
Yes,
my
Lord.
intelligence. Yes, you know what I'm saying? Just like I said, I didn't sugarcoat nothing for him, but I didn't bash him either because like I say, I'm a sinner, I fall short daily. I'm not perfect. And my background. And God forgave me because look where I'm at. So I knew I had to forgive him. So it wasn't for him, it was for me.
For
and
you
how I
to
feel.
sleep,
Don't
yeah.
call my phone acting like I did you no favor because that's going to make me turn into something else.
Right.
So I'll be trying not to go. Yeah, you know. So it's, y'all, when I tell you it's an everyday show. That lady right here, this is my business marketing manager. This lady here, I've been wanting to give up because like I say, I'm tired now. I mean, who gonna be strong for me? Like, I'm just getting over the flu and everything. Do you know nobody was there? Nobody was there, and I live way in Port Allen. And I'm like, see, this is what I'm saying. And I hadn't fake flashed out saying nobody better not ask me for nothing or whatever. Then my daughter and all her children had the flu or whatever. So I just be going through my feelings sometimes or whatever, but I just thank God that he is making me strong to be able to do what I could do but I am tired also. and she pushed me. She be like, God got more greater for you. You can't give up. But I be like, I've been in this struggle for 51 years. I am just like really tired now. It's time for somebody to take care of me or something. Just give me a break or something. But thank y'all for having me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much on behalf of our group, the whole class, for coming here and telling us.
Did y'all enjoy me?
Yes.
I can listen all day.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Yeah, you can't give up. Lots more struggles coming.
Dijon, make sure you post it so I can come back and watch you. Don't
Finish. How you say
Dijon has
this?
some extras.
Finish.